Friggin' rights, boys. How you doing, Nelbert? Oh, is she giving you grief?
Oh, that's one edge.
Decent. Come check this truck out, Nelbert.
I like your bumpers.
Yeah, I made them.
Yeah, I can tell. It looks good.
Oh,
See
yeah.
that splices?
Oh, yeah.
They're spot welded or whatever, and they crack. The diesels tend to. They crack right there. I got another cab at the shop. How nice spot you got over here.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the neighbors, it'd be all right. It's just awesome. Broke this guy here off, but might be able to find another one.
Oh, yeah. Little stuff like that's not too bad. Actually, I got a bunch of them if you need one.
You don't need anybody stamping the brake?
No, it's flowing really good. So
The lines were good, or do you have to do them all?
Do them
they've
all.
been changed.
Right.
Did them last night.
Nice.
Front to back, every bit of it, right, Nelson?
Yeah.
That's what my old man always said. I don't give a fuck how fast it is. That whatever it is you're driving, better be able to stop.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what he used to say.
If you hear anybody looking for a fucking black Marmaduke, we got one for sale coming up here soon. I found some ointment for you, Nelson. Come here, we got to apply this to your scrotum sac.
Is this part of the deal? You got this for free? Is that brake lube?
Apply that to yourself. Terrible. What is it?
Brake lube.
Spread it.
I don't know what the hell it is.
Oh, don't smear it on my good one, Nelson, you son of a bitch.
It's been frozen a few times.
Smear it on my good one. Fucking matter for yourself.
The guy must be a plumber.
Just you guys are applying ointment to my truck there. Oh, these are good. Right on.
Thanks, buddy.
Decent.
Nice to meet you.
Much obliged.
Take care, guys. Good luck. Keep
Oh,
this thing
good.
out of the fields, eh?
Oh, terrible. Right on. See you later.
Beauty truck. See ya.
Decent. Yeah. That's what the Marmaduke will sound like. Oh, man. It's like a box of chain. Oh, that's filled with the liquid goodness. Terrible.
Just on the roll at the fifth there.
It's probably where the water was coming from. Leaking, leaking, leaking.
Lay your water down.
No gut.
You only got half your yeah, leading's done.
Decent.
Yeah, just gotta be careful now not to hit them.
Oh, friggin' rights, boys. Just had to shoot to the parts store. Again, this friggin' badge is gonna nickel and cigarette me. It's nickel and cigarette me, boys, but gotta do the brake lines and gotta do the fuel lines, but miscommunication in the stovepipe, we ended up with, you know, a bunch of feet rubber fuel line where Nelson meant metal. Nelson meant metal, so we picked up some of the metals there. Probably could have got a couple dozen birds stoned at once in a cordialation, but way she goes. We'll get back to the shop. Hopefully, we got time today to get that done. It was a bling blang bloom, and we got to go to Shark Thomas. A little bit of a birthday party. Go visit Crawdad. But freaking decent. We picked up the lines there, buddy. The fuel lines, buddy. We did it. So you tore the hubs apart. They're all decked.
No, they look pretty good actually.
Decent.
They don't look like they use much if any. You know, these splines in here, they get kind of tore up over time on the aluminum inside mostly, and they're all good.
Awesome.
No signs of wear or filings.
But the drive shift, that's the Gouda one?
So
Holy.
spline's quite different one from the other. This tube's longer. Right now it's all the same, but
Holy.
I mean, if you needed to, you could just switch your ends with that shaft, whatever. But
Yeah, maybe we'll just toss her back together and see, you know, what we can come up with, and then if that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do.
we got a boot we can
yeah.
throw on it at least. Just pack it with grease, good for now. And I mean, it's not that far off, but
Yeah.
you know,
Not
just
gonna
for a little
spit out of
squeeze in
there.
the mud, you know,
Yeah.
it's just not engaged where you're, you know, hauling down the road.
Got some poop in there.
Should get some line wrenches, some proper line wrenches too for these things, like, because these are all reused, right?
Yeah.
And for the most part, they're all good, but you know, like when you just use a wrench. You can't get them necessarily real tight, so like get some line wrenches. But before you drive, for sure, like just want the engine running, like honk on the brakes, hold it like hard or like lock up kind of hard. Just hold it for a minute and go and check each and every one of these connections, make sure none of them are getting wet.
Is she just taking half a pail?
Yeah, well, it's pretty dry in there. So.
Well, they all were, eh?
Yeah.
Holy, this is expensive grease. This thing's got like 80, 90 kachunkas in there, but I got a couple dicks on the Patreon live McSiggert right now. Who are we at? Oh, Zero Fox.
Oh, yeah. How you doing?
And the Bad McCrispus.
How you doing?
Yeah, we got to do
Rice Krispie.
do a giveaway here again sometime. I was thinking about like a shirt and Decknell combo pack.
Oh.
That's what I was thinking, but there's only 2 dicks from the Patreons. I don't know where the other 100 and some dicks are, but maybe they're busy on Sundays. Yeah. Hey, it'd be only 2 dicks. It'd be easy pickings. Hey?
Yep.
What happened?
Yeah, one of them's already won.
Yeah, so you're disqualified already. Hey? Scores! Scores!
Yeah.
But, anyways, we're just friggin' banging her out. Yeah, friggin' what'd we do? The drive shift. Hey, we got the boot off the other guy there. Brakes, all new brake lines. Check that out. Friggin' Nelbert, eh? Third of a kind. Third of a kind, boys. Eh? They don't make them like Nelbert anymore, do they, Nelbert? No, not overly. Look at that. Eh? Does it? Are you even going to use it, or is it just like a memento? Eh? Are you going to use it? Did you pump anything up with it?
No, it's still in the box.
Oh, Moomastook.
Pulled it out of the box.
Moomastook. I still got the Super Pow too, eh? This one, Super Pow. And you know Super Pow.
Super power.
No go.
If your tire goes flat, you gotta unbolt it and bring it into the cab of your truck to fill it up.
Yeah, exactly. The cord's like 3 feet long. Eh? Probably gonna be
If you did, you'd probably
few and far between. Put her in 4-wheel drive. But yeah, just gotta find these seals. Hopefully tomorrow. And of course we got to do the brake line or the fuel line, so there wasn't enough time today. But I got to pickle the frame and everything anyway, so we'll rather than put brand new lines and then start banging the snot out of them. Cleaned out the back of the truck. Check that out, eh? A couple dings and dents, but for the most part, it's solid. Friggin' decent. Are you even serious? How did this even happen? Pretty well on its way to running and driving good. We just need to get a little bit of the sheet metal. I mean, we could just Tapcom some things over it for an afternoon and then get it on the road and drive it for a minute. But then, I want to fix it properly. So cut the floor out and figure out what we got to do. Get the interior of the seats out, same as Marmy. But holy suffering. Glad that turned on now, not after we left. The breakers off. Son of a
oh my god, I need to shower my feet.
Oh, I know.
Disgusting, these stink.
Yeah, we got to get you on. We'll come over for the weekend, get you in the shower a couple times probably. Because holy fuck, the old lady's like, what the fuck? Woke up in the morning just ready to puke herself.
I only get it.
What are you doing? A baby kid's gonna chuck right.
She's gonna snot on you something terrible.
That dodge. Eh?
We're going to see Grandma and Grandpa.
What happened? Are you reaching? Are you reaching terrible?
Today's day 4. No smoking.
Come on.
No smoking.
Where's your cigarettes?
No smoke.
What?
I had a CT scan. They got scarring in the bottom of both lungs, and I got some what they call bulges at the top. And apparently, if one of these bulges,
And you me same.
well, my lungs will collapse, but I won't be breathing anymore. If I want to live another 5 years, I got to quit smoking. So
5 years?
I got to go another 3 months and have another CT scan done.
What are you talking about?
Well, some serious shit going on.
You bestn't. Well, hopefully get your wet heave sorted out. Yeah. Bad case of the wet heave's terrible, but you got shit in the back to grab?
Yeah.
Right on, much obliged. Smoke cigarettes. Onwards, boys. We made her back there. Friggin' be off on another parts run in the morning. Really got to find these friggin' axle friggin' seals so I can put the rear end back together, get the wheels on it, and friggin', you know, move it. I got to get a fuel line for the Commons. Got a fuel line for the Commons tomorrow too, for frig sakes. I found another leak, some terrible. It's just friggin' following along. I guess should probably just get one of those fast fuel friggin' son of a bitches and just replace the whole spiel with Nuda, but so much Amanis, so many of the Amanis, terrible, but would probably help though. But yeah, thank Frig for Nelswords. Holy suffering, he can really bang out the sumbitch. Been doing it 30 year, eh? Been doing it 30 year now. He said something like that. So friggin' brake lines, friggin' this and that. I didn't do the fuel lines yet because I still gotta, you know, give a wire wheel or a pickling or whatever to the chassis. This stuff just, I don't know if you'll be able to Santis it at all, but you know, that stuff just, you just scratch it with your fingers and it just comes right off. So I think maybe like a wire McSiggert and quick how you doing spray with the stovepipe chucher, and that part will be done anyway. Of course I got to do pretty well front to back both sides of the floor, rockers and this and that, but you know, other thing too, I started half cleaning this out and then friggin' got distracted, but friggin' diesel word of the friggin' condition department. Absolutely friggin' stoked, terrible about this one, boys. Yeah, I don't know if you heard it or not, but I guess Crawdad's got some lung issues and stuff, and Grandma, she just had friggin' pneumonias, and Gramps spends most of his time sleeping now, I guess. So friggin', holy, everybody's going down the McSiggert. But yeah, we'll grab a rebuild kit for this son of a bitch there, and I already started pollution up the engine. Not really pollution, but just giving it a little how you doing quick like a bunny, so that you can at least see what we're dealing with. It had quite the layer of the schmig on it, which sounds terrible, but we'll just keep picking away at her, this and that. I mean, this one's probably going to, well, definitely I'm not going to paint it or not going to do a bunch of body work, just the, you know, metal in the floor and call her cigarette, stab her back together and how you doing. But the Marmaduke's still quite the extensive friggin' rebuild, so friggin' we'll just do this one until this one's on the road, and then we'll get Marmaduke back in here and continue on with that. Horse's friggin' Wantler. But don't forget about our friends down at GearBest there. You see me use a lot of these friggin' tools, little Krintner tools and different drill bits and all type of fancy panthers. Well, we get all those from gearbest.com. I'll have a whole bunch of links in the prescription if you want to check all that stuff out. Pretty handy, inexpensive items to be purchased on this particular website. But anyways, boys, friggin' another thing you might be interested in is the friggin' Sunder's Patreon friggin' hangouts. I think they would turn out pretty good. Have a few dicks down there, shoot shit, friggin' have a how you doing and a cheech, and yeah, carry on in amongst their business. But yeah, we decided that's what we're gonna do on the Sunder's there, and then it's like you get the early movies during the week, and then you know, the Sunday friggin' little friggin' hangout there, friggin' shoot the shyster rooster, if you know what I'm saying. But anyways, boys, let me know what you're working on in the shop. You know, we're always talking about, you know, my dodges and nonsense and carrying on, but interested to know what you guys got going on too. Maybe we'll try to take the comment section back. Hey, what do you think about them apples? But anyways, boys, friggin' this is gonna be my Gouda one. Terrible. I mean, just the condition of what we've gone through so far has been totally acceptable. So it was a friggin' Ministerwords truck, so it was probably maintained fairly well. You know, if it needed something, it got it, and this and that. The friggin' hubs are hardly even been used, and friggin' everything appears to have a grease mixer on it. Everything was dry as frig, but filled her up there. And come back to life, it is. I think, what's this, like day 3 or 4, 5 maybe, but won't be long. We'll have to go see the metal dicks there, get a piece of the cheap metal. We'll go with that bead roller too. Where is it? I think it's still in the box even. I don't know. It's around here somewhere. We'll get the bead roller out, roll some beads. It'll be awesome. But yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you're working on. Friggin' let me know what you think about old friggin' the 83. I don't know what we're calling them yet. But anyways, boys, friggin' appreciate the word of the friggin' finger fotch factor. And I missed them. A couple of bitches from earlier in the week. But I don't respect my part in the way cheats here going another dick part. I'm talking. Until tomorrow.
Don't let the Walters get you.